Our guests today are two seniors at Lakeview High School who are leaders in one of my favorite organizations, the National Honor Society. And at Lakeview, it is one of the organizations that sets the world on fire doing community service. It's certainly one of the main tenets of why National Honor Society exists, and you all exceed what I'm sure the national group hopes for with National Honor Society with the number of hours that you all find to do community service. Our guests today are Stephanie Eckert, who is a senior and has a father who's a great teacher in our district. People love having your dad, Steph. And Joanna Gatlin, who is also a senior, and they're both very, very active in the National Honor Society. One of you's the president, one's vice president. President and vice president. These young ladies have logged in many hours. Do you have a clue? Do you keep a log of how many hours? Give us...
We have... Would you like us to tell you the requirements?
Yes, please, ma'am.
It's, what is it,
30 hours
30 for
community service, and then 10 hours for group, and then 10 chapter hours. You have to come to 10 meetings.
Okay. So give us an idea of your main project for this year, and then you volunteer for many other projects, but you told me that you're working with Healthy Families. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about, our audience may not all know what Healthy Families does for our city.
It's an organization that helps some of the underprivileged children in the city, and for things like we do the Halloween parties. We helped out at that one this year. We're doing, every year that I've been in NHS, this is my third year, and we've done the Christmas party, where they'll send us a wreath of just little note cards giving us a name and their age, and we buy a gift for them, and we'll wrap it, and then we'll send it off to Healthy Families. And when we go
for Christmas time, those kids that don't always get gifts can have something, and it's nice to know that we're letting people who don't always have something get something for Christmas to look forward to.
Way to go. So the Healthy Families organization is a marvelous one that's not necessarily as known, but does quietly takes care of so many families that have serious needs. Girls, tell some other projects that throughout your National Honor Society career that have been meaningful for you that you all have participated in.
Definitely the Sonrises. We're not doing it this year, but we've done it in the past, and we helped special needs children like ride horses, and they always just had so much fun riding them, and we had fun being a buddy with them so that they wouldn't be by themselves and be scared of the horses.
I have two nephews who are special needs children in another part of our state, and they participate in a similar program. What about that marvelous program of Sonrises, it had an impact on you personally?
Well, for me, when you go in and you volunteer for something and you're a buddy with somebody, you're always so scared that they're going to be shy, that you're not going to know how to talk to them. But these kids, you get them out with the horses, and they
light up. They're so excited, and
they're talkative. They're
dragging you to each of the stations so that they can experience this.
Well, do you believe that? Tell me what you believe is the greatest learning experience for you all that don't have the same needs as those children. How would that change, impact your thinking?
There's a lot of little things that you can. With me, I used to be really nervous about being a buddy with somebody, and it's kind of opened up my world of view. And I've participated in camps on my own, where now I'm a buddy to little kids.
Wow. Well, speaking from a family who has special needs children, that others like yourself have been a buddy to our Jonathan and Andrew, we thank you from our family. All right, what are some other community service activities that you all have planned for the rest of the year for National Honor Society?
We always help out at Christmas at Fort Concho. They always have a lot of activities and need volunteers.
And what do you do as a volunteer there?
Did you work it last year? Because I didn't get the chance to, but I know I had to work it for a different organization.
My brother does the vintage baseball at Christmas at Fort Concho. They volunteer. It's a baseball team that kind of does the old-fashioned baseball, and they just play so that other people, when they're visiting Fort Concho, like at Christmas time, can see how baseball was played back then. So they probably have different activities. I haven't personally gone.
And there's the behind-the-scenes stuff, all the, when you need to, between like the shops and stuff, when they need something done, we're there to do it.
So you're just willing.
Anything they need us to do, we'll help out.
And little kids' activities, like when the parents want to go off shopping, I believe they have
like finger painting, drawing.
There was
arts and crafts.
There was arts and crafts that you can do, and so that way your kid can go there for about an hour or so and can be entertained, and you can go Christmas shopping maybe for them at Fort Concho while they do stuff that's age appropriate for them too.
You have now both been in National Honor Society and have logged in lots and lots of hours of community service. One of the reasons that it's National Honor Society puts such an emphasis on community service is hopefully developing a desire in you as young people to continue after you're out of high school, being aware of needs in whatever community you choose to live. Do you think that, do you see that in yourself? Do you enjoy it enough that even when you get to college, and let's pause there just a second, I'll interrupt my own question. Stephanie, you are interested in going to ASU, you've been accepted, and your major, you think at this time?
Some type of math.
Well, you're your daddy's daughter. Good job. We need more math teachers like your daddy. And Joanna, you have been accepted at Texas Tech and want to be some kind of engineer.
Some kind of engineer.
And that's exciting to those of us who are hoping more ladies will go into. We have a shortage in our world. But have you started looking down the road for, there are many opportunities at these great colleges for community service. Have you started looking into such, of what you might be a part of?
I know at ASU they have an honors program similar to the National Honor Society here, and I'm applying to that also. So it'd be kind of similar to this as far as doing community service, and I'd still be active. With other individuals my age.
Way to go. When do you find out if you get accepted into that?
Probably another month or so.
Okay. What about you, Joanna?
They have a lot. It's a lot like the same at Tech. They have the honors program. And I believe that we have to do community service. I know that we have to maintain higher standards to stay in the honors program.
You have to go to a lot more meetings.
And so it's a lot. It's a lot like NHS, because for NHS we have to have, a 90 cumulative average to stay in? That's another part besides the community
Well,
service.
I'm pleased that you're both trying to get into the honors program at your respective colleges, because that says a lot about your initiative and that you're willing to work harder than maybe an average college student, and that you've already become aware that to be an honors student, you're going to have to maintain a high college academic.
Well, and you have to take special honors classes too, not just make good grades in the normal ones.
And those are hard, but very worthwhile from my past experience.
I've been told that the honors classes at Tech, they hold them to a higher standard, but the advantage would be that the class sizes are a lot smaller.
And that is
For
true.
being like in freshman English, you won't have, or freshman math, you won't have 200 people in a class. It'd be more, 40, 30. It'd be really small classes.
And that is true.
More personal time with the teacher.
That's right. Well, ladies, have you thought far enough down, even 4 more years out, at this point, what you would like to do as a contributing adult to our society? What profession? You're thinking engineering, and maybe a teacher. Where would you, at this age, think you might like to live?
I honestly was just going to see where my career took me.
You're willing to go other places?
I'd like to stay in Texas, but if I had to move, I'd have to move.
Wow, cool. What about you?
I know I want to stay in Texas, probably in a town the size of San Angelo. I don't really like the big cities, but I'm not in favor of the small cities either. I kind of like medium size.
There are a lot of advantages for cities San Angelo size.
It's not too big, but not too terribly small.
Tell me what you all have. What is your favorite thing, if it's possible to pick one thing, or a favorite thing about being a senior at Lakeview High School?
Excitement. You can just tell, like, at the pep rallies they'll call for a spirit stick, and it's whichever class is the loudest. And just sitting with the band, you could tell a difference between junior year and senior year.
Everybody's excited.
They're so loud, they're ready to go. Usually you'll have people, up in the stands sitting down and not really getting into it. But you'll look at the senior section, and almost all the seniors are standing up and they're cheering and they're...
What's special about Lakeview High School?
It's smaller. It's almost like you've grown up with everyone from going to Lincoln to Lakeview together.
And most of us even came from like the same elementary. Like we came from Goliad and then Lincoln. It's like we're all been friends the whole time, and it's not as big of a community. And like since we're in the like AP honors kind of classes, we kind of stay with the same 50 or so people.
And you just kind of grow attached to them. You know them, and you kind of know what to expect year after year. When you go to these classes, you think, well, what's so-and-so going to do? Or, I wonder.
You know everybody by name, and you know your teachers. It's just smaller.
And the teachers know your name.
Yeah, which can be
All right,
good.
one of you is in the band. Joanna's in the band, and Stephanie, you are a basketball player. So you're both involved. Besides making good grades and doing community service, you're involved in a great organization. And we all know that Lakeview has a fabulous band. Both our high schools have incredible bands, and I love pulling up to Lakeview High School in the dark during the fall, and you all are out there in the dark, the band, way early in the morning, marching, and you all looked so nice in your new uniforms this year. Absolutely wonderful. And you have you are a part of a small athletic team compared to some of the bigger, perhaps a football team. You all get pretty close too, don't you?
Very close.
Well, I wish you both young ladies the very best. You're almost entering your last semester of high school, and you've described how you truly have been a part of a family coming through elementary, middle, and high school together. And you have a few more months together, and then you will go your separate ways. But both of you have already shown me and our audience you're really going to become a contributor to your world. And we wish you the very best. We're so proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks.